Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm gonna show y'all today why everybody fucks up high gloss, especially those that are new when we're working with wood substrates. I've got these interior door panels. It's veneered curly maple. I don't know how well y'all can see this, but if you can't, I'll post like a little still shot. This is a lot different than metal. A lot of the automotive guys are very used to working with only a gloss substrate. When we're working with wood, something that has texture to it, we now have to actually fill the grain. So as you can see, I'm real close to where I need to be. I'm going to give this one final sand. Where most people mess up in this process is they're real quick to grab a sander. They want to go right at it with a DA or like a 3x4, something like that. I have learned over the years, 15 plus years working with wood substrates, doing high gloss work, and also working on cars. You have to go to a block. If you don't go to a block, you end up removing way too much material. I've got 400 grit here on a foam block. I'm going to show you. A lot of people think, oh, this is going to take forever. And it is time consuming. But at the same time, that's why you need to be charging appropriately when you try to step off into these gloss projects, especially if you've never done them before. So whenever you're sanding with a block, you always want to go in an X pattern. That's the other thing I see people doing. They're just going in one direction. That's not going to be effective. You need to go in an X pattern. As you can tell, when I'm doing this, it's going to start showing all of those valleys to me. So when you look at the substrate, you can actually see, all those valleys around the edge, which is real common. You see some low points right here. And all of that's exactly where that curl is in the maple. So we're just going to keep going and see, it's really not taking me that long to do this. All right. Now I can see where all of my low spots are, what I need to work on. That was a really quick way to do that, opposed to grabbing a sander. And a lot of times the sander will end up just floating over the surface. And again, you end up removing way, way, way too much material. This is our second round of clear. And I mean, realistically, looking at this, I think one more coat of clear. And when I say one coat, one session of clear. So I'll probably do 2 to 3 coats in one session without sanding between coats. So now that I see all of my low spots, the last thing you want to do is take that block and try to work those individually. What's going to happen is at the end, when it's glossed out, comes the shop dog. They're going to, come here, mister. They're going to, uh, sorry, watch out, watch out. Whenever you see those low spots, oh, these dogs, we're going to have to take a break here. What's up, Blue? Leave us alone long enough. Okay, getting back to what I was saying, the last thing you want to do with a block is start digging in to these low spots. A lot of people, I see them do that with that sander too. They'll heel it, they'll tip it up, and then it doesn't end up looking perfectly flat. So I want to approach all of these valleys same way, X pattern. Like I said, just a few passes with the block. All of that stuff starts to go away. A lot of times I only want to do a few passes and like check it because we definitely want to make sure we're not going to burn through, especially when we're dealing with the stain. It kind of goes back. If you're doing lowrider graphics and stuff, it's kind of similar. You don't want to go back and touch that shit up. Same thing with this. We do not want to burn through it and have to try to touch it up. Sometimes it's a nightmare. A lot of times it's a nightmare. I got everything perfectly flat. All I'm going to do now, I'm going to go over this. I used 400 grit. I'm going to go back over this with 600, maybe even 800 grit. Get all of those deeper scratches out of the substrate. We don't want those to potentially come through the clear. But there you go. Tips for high gloss polishing on wood, specifically on wood. And of course, if y'all need any help, feel free to reach out. Later.